Welcome to Raw and Relatable, where only the real's gonna relate. I'm your host, Josh. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. Today, I have my friend of 12 plus years sitting with me today, Markell. Everybody give him a round of applause.
Hello. How you doing?
What's up?
What's up? How you doing?
Good. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. Let's cheers.
Okay.
First to a good episode. Again, thank you for coming. You gotta look me in my eyes. I told Ashley. 7 years. Mm-hmm. You already having sex, so I'm assuming it's good so far. But what you been up to?
Just working, staying out the way, trying to get my life purpose and figure out what my next steps are.
You said finding your life purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So when you say that, what are you don't have to tell details, but what do you do now? And like job wise, that is your field you're in now is where you want to stay, or do you want to get out of it?
Well, I went to school for fashion merchandising, so I'm still in the fashion industry as far as work, but I would prefer to be on my entrepreneurship. Like I want my 9 to 5 to kind of be parallel with my entrepreneurship until my entrepreneurship takes over to the point where I don't have to have a 9 to 5.
Right.
So I want to be doing as much with my entrepreneurship as my 9 to 5, in which I haven't been doing lately.
Okay, but that's what you want to do. So that, everybody knows April started, I say the new season,
right,
which is spring. So in this new season, do you feel like it's now, not now or never, but it's like it's time to at least get the ball rolling? Because at some point, like, we got to get the ball rolling. And so in this new season, do you feel like, all right, let me get this ball rolling on, get into entrepreneurship lane? Yeah,
I definitely feel that way. As you know, I had a clothing line years ago, and I was in the process of starting a clothing line. It had became fairly popular. I've been in magazines, had annual contracts with.
I wore some of it.
Yeah,
I remember.
So I feel like if I had,
what was the name? Per se.
It was Per se. Yeah,
I
feel like if I had to stay on the right track, or I don't want to necessarily say the right track, but if I had to stay into the lane of being with my passion, then only God knows where it would have led up to. Yeah. So I kind of feel like I need to get back into it. I prayed to God all last year, and I was like, God, if it's meant for me to get back into that field or the entertainment field, styling, purpose, whatever in the entertainment business, like, and kind of let it organically happen and kind of lead me into that. And like these past few weeks, like this last month, March leading into April, like I've had photographers reach out to me. I've had like a past designer saying he wanted to do a collab fashion show with me. I had a podcast, podcasters are reaching out to me to have some type of dialogue. So I just feel like God is kind of speaking to me and letting me know that this is kind of where I need to be going, and I need to take it more seriously. I need to put my first foot forward.
What did you do? Not what did you do, but is there anything you didn't do the first time around that you're going to do different this time, like as business? Like, did you do LLC?
I did all of that.
So you did all of that.
I had the LLC. I had, we were going through the process because, I was starting a nonprofit organization also, I'm Creative, and I had a couple of people come and do like photo shoots, and it was supposed to like uplift like creatives and have like a spotlight shone on them where we give back to the community, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I did all of the proper steps. But what I will say, what I would bring into it this time that I didn't bring into it last time is knowing who I am and being comfortable with who I am and not letting a negative critique or a person that just wants to hate, especially in this climate with social media, having someone make a fake spam page or this or that just to hate on you or say something negative, and not allowing that to shape me internally to the point where I want to give up or I don't want to do it. Like, that's one thing that I can definitely say changed, because when I got into it the first time, the first negative comment like took me down. Really? So that was like the initial reason why I kind of stopped and put everything on pause.
So it was like a discouraging moment in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always encourage people and for the viewers too, like if you got something you want to do or you are focused on doing something or you have a dream or passion, first off, go for it. It's okay to depend on the field or whatever lane you're trying to go into to get like feedback or people's opinions, but get it from the people who are closest to you, people who actually love you and care about you. Have the conversations with those people. Don't have it with naysayers or people who kind of just know of you or associates, because they're going to probably start off in like an encouraging light, but they're going to find somewhere in there to deter you or make you feel like you shouldn't do it, or are you sure you want to do it. Don't have those conversations with those kind of people. But if you really have a dream and you have a goal, go for it. And you're going to get negative feedback, you are going to get hate, you are going to get all of that thrown at you. I got to prepare myself for that. I have tough skin, and I have had those conversations with not only my friends but with myself about how that may look and how that's going to go. Mm-hmm. And I want to make sure that in this new season, me doing this podcast, that I am not going to let anything or anybody discourage my platform or what I'm trying to build or create here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and you, like you said, this time around, fuck them people.
That's definitely not happening.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
And like even with you said with your platform or whatever, like just being prepared and knowing what you want to do and kind of everything will line up the way it needs to line up. And I feel like this time everything is lining up the way it needs to line up, and I'm ready to do it. Like, I'm ready to be in there. I'm kind of still nervous a little bit though. Mm-hmm. I still have like my hesitation, but like I said, walking into the new season, I want to, like you said, surround myself around people that I know are other creatives, people that have my best interest. Listen to them, listen to their critiques.
And that's what you should be surrounding yourself in life in general,
right?
Around people who are doing something or in that lane,
right?
And not people who like, why is you here? Type of thing,
I mean, because for the past couple of years, I feel like I kind of got deterred because I was more focused on like the work atmosphere. So it was more like promotion driven, 401k, stock, etc. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of went into the more 9 to 5, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to be in 5 years, create that type of plan as an adult, right? So I kind of went there, and I
5-year plan.
Yeah, and I created that with other people that had that same type of energy.
Gotcha.
So I feel like that's the reason why it took me so long to get to this point, because the people that I were around, they were still prospering, they still were doing things, you know what I'm saying?
After the fact.
Yeah, like during the point of me not being a creative, and
right.
For me letting like the creative part of me go, I still was around people, but they were like 9 to 5s.
Gotcha.
They weren't creatives, they weren't musicians.
Sorry, you see shit flying around with my jacket. Sorry, it's getting real. This shit is flying. But yeah, I can't just say sorry, y'all. Yes, but. Yeah, you are going to have people who are that didn't get discouraged or off their path, and they're probably still doing their thing, or
right.
Whatever. But at least you surround yourself with people who were still in that lane, and y'all kind of were supporting each other at that time. I did, because I got bad memory, y'all. So I did write down a few things I do want to do different in this new season.
Okay.
Let me find it. Found it. Okay. How you feel about these blue check marks, by the way? This is not on topic, but it just came to my mind because I just went past Instagram trying to find these notes.
So I have two different vibes because I've heard two different perspectives.
Okay.
And I only had one perspective until I heard the next one.
Okay.
So it was a podcast, a blogger, and he was honest about him paying for a check or whatever, but he said that it was very necessary for him to do that because he wanted to protect his brand, and he has a lot of people that try to imitate him. They can use his likeness, in other aspects on social media or whatever. So when he does the blue check, like, that kind of verifies him
Yeah, but not to cut you off, let you finish, but the other people can buy the check too. Anybody can buy the check, right?
Yeah, but you buying the check for your name though. For it's protecting your Instagram page.
Yeah, but you said and other people who are make fake pages of him, they can buy the check too, can't they?
Well, yeah, they can. Yeah, they can buy the fake. But he was just basically saying like people that are. They feel like they're who's because they have the blue check. Now that they have to actually solidify whether they're really talented or, you know, what their actual career path is or whatever the case may be. Because it's no longer you can...
Serious.
So y'all have a lot...
So it's little stuff like...
Yeah.
Like, the fuck? Yeah. You know? But it's cute.
It's very cute.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're going to see. So in this new season, I want to date. And even me and him don't work out. We talked about just being friends first.
Right.
So we're just in a friendship, taking it slow.
It sounds like it'll be good. It'll be a good situation though.
Yeah, but I don't care to push it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let it. Whatever happens organically is how it's gonna have to go. This time around, I'm not overextending myself like I've always done. And I told him this in relationships where I'm like trying to reel you in.
So, quick question: when do you feel like? Do you feel like it's do you feel like it's too early to be in a relationship, or is it too early to say you love someone? Like, do you feel like that's... So do you feel like it's a time frame of when you actually can like be official with someone, or you say I love you or anything like that?
Yeah, me and him just met 2 weeks ago, so he definitely get no love.
Oh, okay, well, yeah. Well, I'm saying like...
But yeah, I think, like I said, even I told Darnell on the last episode, if we sing the same song 4 or 5 months from now, then it lets me know that this ain't it. So I think it's a time frame for everything. I think it's steps in dating. But the love part, like you watch Queen's Court with them, and they up there saying they love each other, and bitches get engaged in 7 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you feel like that, or you at that big age where you're like, I'm tired. Yeah. And if you just feel like, and that's what. So it depends. I think it depends on where you are in life, how old you are, how experienced you are, who you're dating, the caliber of people you're dating. I think all of that, because people say love freely, and not really mean it in a sense, or not know. They don't really know what love is. It could be puppy love.
Yeah, it could be lust.
Another thing I want to do differently this next season is work more, as far as just focusing on more work, less play. I just want to get into a point in my life where playtime can be there, but I want to spend at least most of, if not all of the year, I end it in like, I worked my ass off this year, and I can see the fruits of my labor. I see the benefits of everything that I did this year. Yeah. So my goal this year, and that's with me working out. I want to get back in this gym. I see myself picking up weight. So I just want to focus on me. Yeah. In this new season. Yeah. Seriously. And I still hang out with my friends, and we can go out, and but I got to be able to say no. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I know I definitely need to work out. Like, that's definitely one thing that I want to put on my to-do list. They say when you get in a relationship, you gain this happy weight. So I guess I'm super happy because I've gained like 30 pounds that I need to leave. But so I really want to get serious about adding that. But I don't want to be overwhelmed. So I want to do it to where it's realistic. Yeah, like I have a realistic. Don't put too high of expectations. Yeah, I have a realistic routine, because if I overwhelm myself, I'll be in it for a month or two. But you just said before we started filming, you said he was going to work out. Yeah, he works out. So you don't go with him? No, I do not. Why? Because I don't want to. But you can't say you don't want to. But they just saying this new season, like that, it's taking that first step. But I think I need to do things by myself first until I get to a certain place, and then possibly work out with someone else. Because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm weighing them down or I'm holding them back, or like where my starting point is. They might have surpassed that a long time ago. Just get a personal trainer. Yeah.
I've been thinking about that too.
Try that out.
Yeah.
And some are not that bad in price. You get one for like $100 for like every 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
just to try it out.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it.
And I always say, because I thought about it too. I've tried personal training. They're not bad. And I think the best part of personal trainers are at least they can put you on a routine.
Yeah.
And then once you got that and that discipline, then you can break away from it. Like, all right, I don't need to pay anybody anymore because they show me how to do it. I'm now disciplined enough to do it. If they are very skilled or good at their job, they even put you on a meal prep kind of plan on how to eat, what to eat, don't eat after this certain amount of time, all of that. So try personal training.
Yeah.
And some gyms have classes where they offer in-house personal training in a sense.
That's what I mean. Crunch has been coming to me lately. They've been wanting me. Yeah, they've been wanting me to like join them.
Yeah.
What's another one? What
else? I got so much on this list, y'all. Jesus. I talked about another episode too with Ashley, but setting boundaries. I said no longer supporting people who do not support me. And I'm just kind of realizing that even in this journey, there's a lot of people who I'm realizing have not supported me and probably will not support me. And me just setting boundaries on just who they are in my life and where we stand, and me not being in my feelings about it and just understanding it is what it is, and just putting up a boundary. Okay, like this is who you are to me.
Right.
I thought we was a little more closer or cooler, but if you can't even support me on this level,
right.
I'm not taking you where this.
I don't want your support on another.
Oh, I do not. So setting boundaries and paying attention to people that's in my life now, and we can still be cool. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna start talking to them, but I know where to place you. Yeah. Especially when it comes to this.
Once you start a new journey, you really will figure out who is for you and who's not for you. Because the people that it can be a person that you hang around every day, all day. You're on the phone with them every day, all day. And once you say, hey, I want to take this new journey. I want to do this. I want to do that. They go ghosts. You don't hear from them. They have something else to do. They're never there. Yep. And then the weird part about it is it's always either strangers or people that you would least expect it that be the most supportive. Like that's the weird part about it. They be the most supportive. You like
your support comes from people who
you would least expect it from.
You don't even know, like you said.
You would least expect it from. Those be the main people that support you, and that is so weird because the people that you're around every day, all day, they usually are the people that
you would think would be like rooting for you.
Yeah. But
and they don't.
That's just how it goes. I mean, family. Family. Yeah, they're gonna support and stuff. I'm not expecting certain things from certain family. Like I'm not expecting my mom to be doing certain things. But right. Yeah, but like friends, associates, acquaintances. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm learning that, and in this new season, you know who you are. If you don't now, you know. What did I say? With the same thing, because I said no longer giving to people who are important to me. Same thing in a way. Also, me putting myself first outside of just this, but putting myself first in everything. I'm a giver type of person. I need to stop doing that in this new season. In a way, like not spoiling, but it comes across as a little spoiling people or people that's around me, like, oh, when we grow up, I got this, or when we do, I got this, or in this new season, I'm not doing it.
Well, I ain't never had that problem.
You definitely never had that problem. They had to every about you asked me, I want something on the bar. Everybody was for themselves. I'm going back to the basics.
Yeah, that was never my issue. I never struggled with that. No, seriously, because I feel like this. You have what you have, and you need to be honest with yourself with what you have and what you don't have.
And it's not even, I won't even say that though, because I can have it.
But still, like,
still don't need to do it.
Yeah, it's like, why overexert yourself and do all of these things for a person that's going to just take from you, and then they're going to go home and not even send an even thank you for what you did.
Don't even get that sometimes.
Yeah. So then it becomes an expectancy. So now every time I'm around you, I'm expecting that from you because that's what you've given to me
every time.
The 3 times we hung out, the 4 times. So now you're looking at me like, well, damn, is he ever gonna pull out his checkbook? I'm not checkbook. Damn, y'all know how old I am.
Checkbook. You just told your age.
But he's never gonna pull out his card. He's not volunteering. He or she is not volunteering to do anything because it becomes an expectancy. Yeah, you're dating.
My jacket flying. Yeah, seriously. So in this new season, I'm not doing it. And even if they do say thank you, is it a thank you because you just saying it because that's what you're supposed to say?
But so I have a quick question. With that being said, say you are the person that is more so the breadwinner or the person that has more money than the other person. So you taking that person out 3 or 4 times, you might spend $100 on them, but in return, y'all might do a picnic or y'all might do something a lot more small. I mean, more small, not a lot more small. Y'all might do something that's on a smaller level, but they volunteer their for them to pay or something like that. Do you still consider that they're showing me that they can? Oh
yeah, I'm okay with some type of something. It don't have to be on my level. No, but just give me something.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it still have to be a certain something because they can't just go to the gas station and get you some boiled peanuts and a drink and be like,
why would you do that? Why you give me boiled peanuts? I ain't never said I like that. You should know me by now, because I ain't never said, "Oh, I like boiled peanuts."
Well, whatever.
Get the Cajun kind.
Well, like your favorite snack or something like that, So
no, they I don't want that, but they feel like this. But I feel like
drink kicking in.
It's getting a little hot. Yeah, I'm hot in this jacket. But I'll be all right.
Okay.
But yeah, no, they know my friends that I'm talking about. Friends, they know me. I feel like they know me enough to be like, all right, and if they want to switch up, I can too. So this new season, we're gonna see the game again.
Oh Lord, Jesus.
I'm just playing. No, it's no games. It's no games. I love my friends, but this new season, but we just know. I'm just saying this new season. This is just where I'm at. Another one I have is well, it's something funny. I said life is like school. And I was like, you have, and I'm not quoting Beyonce, school and life. But life is like school, and you have, I feel like, pre-midterms, midterms, and final exams. And I feel like pre-midterms start around April, midterms like May, June, and then your final exams at the end of the year.
Okay.
And so that's how I want to look at it this new season. I want to pass every test that's given to me in this new season. I want to treat life as school, and every test that I'm given, let me pass it in every season. Right. Even though there will be 4 seasons in a year, and I only said 3. You know what I mean? Yeah. Every test that's thrown at me, I want to be conscious of it. Right. And knowing that it's a test, and not looking at it like, what is this? Being very aware about this being a test thrown at me, and God is asking me, what you gonna do? Are you gonna pass or fail? Right. And so this new season, I told myself, just think about it as a test of school, and just pass it. Yeah. Like, just focus. Life is like school, because everything that we get, a lot of things we get thrown at us are tests. Yeah. And we are not further along in our life, or where we want to be a lot of times, because we are not passing those tests. Yeah. And God is like, you could have, you could be so much further, my child, than what you are, but He can't physically make us do nothing. Right. He can do what He can do on His end in the spiritual world, but physically we have to pass those tests, whatever it is. Okay. I have a rebuttal. Okay. Well, I gotta be a rebuttal. We gotta argue about it?
No. Because, okay, like you said, pass the test. But what I'm doing in my new season is I'm being kind to myself. So if I don't pass the test, I'm not going to beat myself up and make myself feel like a bad person, because like
you're gonna fail.
In my big age, I'm figuring out, like, I'm not going to be perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm not going to be... I think in this society, like when we look at social media and all that other stuff, we compare ourselves. I think that's just a human situation. Even if you feel like you're not comparing yourself, you're looking at somebody else. You're looking at the car, you're looking at the house, you're looking at that job, you're looking at the career. You're looking at something and you're like, ooh, I wish I had that, or, I need to work out to get this, or I need to do that to get here, whatever.
But is the comparison more motivational for
it? Could be. It could be positive or negative.
Or
you know what I'm saying? Depending on how that particular person views it.
Yeah.
That way a person can be envious or a person can be motivated. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's just up to that individual. But I've learned, like, going into this new season, I want to be kind to myself. Like, I want to set goals, I want to set boundaries, and I want to accomplish them. But if I have a hiccup or something, doesn't go quite the way I wanted it, I want to be kind to myself.
That's what you said. Is I put on here, learning to not stress about things in life in general, especially things I cannot control.
Right.
Understanding that we are also here for a short period of time. So there's no need to feel like I'm going to be here forever and beat myself up going in with this. I'm going to be here forever. Okay, so I guess I was saying, I don't know where I fumbled in there. I must have been voice talk texting. But yeah, learning to not stress about, like you said, beating yourself up. I did put that on here because we do tend to stress about it. It's like, that's a form of beating yourself up. Stressing, getting depressed about stuff, especially things that you can't control. Right. And when I say I want to pass the test, I'm not saying every one. I know I will fail some. That's why I said midterm, and then final exam. I want that final exam to be an ace.
You've always been a super strong-minded person, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, like, I feel like anything you put your mind to, like, you're not one of them people that beat yourself up, or like,
not really.
You're like, you don't have like, you're like, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do, and then you're like on to the next thing. You and another friend of ours, y'all kind of have that same mindset, but like, me and a couple of other people, we kind of get in our head. Yeah, like, I'm more of an emotional person, so I get in my head about a lot, so I have to fight through that. So that's why I say I don't want to beat myself up, because this 7 years of me not doing the clothing is because I looked too deep into it.
Got you.
And it took too long to come out of that. And
so I don't. Saying that, that pity party.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, why did I have to go through this for 7 years because of one comment? You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I've always admired about you and a couple of my other friends. Yeah. Y'all don't let that deter you from where you are, how you feel about yourself, what's going on. You're like,
I'm it's like I have thick skin. I do care if it's coming from certain people, but more than likely not, I don't give a shit about what people really think or say. Yeah, it's a confidence, I guess, behind that, and most people thought it was arrogant or cockiness, and it wasn't. It was just me being so in tune with myself, and knowing that, having that mindset of I can do anything I set my mind to. It's not going to be easy. It is going to be bumps. I had to figure this out, and I still don't know what I'm doing. Right? This podcast is very new. I'm still learning as I'm going. I don't have this all figured out. But I know one thing: I had to start somewhere. Right. So yes, and like you just said, in the new season, yes, be kind to yourself and not sit in that, and just believe in yourself more. Like, just have that, like, I got this, and it's not going to be easy. Right. I did not one time think this whole journey was going to be easy, even as little as equipment that we talked about before we filmed. I didn't know what to buy. I had to reach out to somebody I know and ask him, what all do I need to run a podcast? Because like I told Markell, it was so many things that goes along with this that I didn't know that I needed, that I had to reach out to somebody, and he had to give me, and I'll give him a shout out to Carlos. Direct Carlos is his Instagram. Carlos got on the phone with me and told me just little stuff of what I needed, because I can't afford, like I told him, I can't afford a somebody to come in here and shoot this professionally right now. I can't afford an editor. You know, all the things that go into when you see podcasters who have made it. Some do have the financial backing to just go off, take off in that professional way. That their first episode is dope and it's professional. But if you don't have the financial backing, you do start somewhere. So I had I was lucky and blessed enough to have someone like Carlos to tell me what I needed, and he didn't charge me. He could have been like, I got a fee for that, because he runs a whole like production company to where now he's losing business by telling me, but his goal is to get clients. Right. So him telling me, it could be like, I ain't telling you how to do that.
But you can sign up and you
can come hire me, and you can see, you can kind of, if you smart enough to peep the room to see what we using and what we got and taking pictures of shit, and you know, I can do that for you, but I ain't telling you. Right. So it was dope of him, and he's a black, shout out, he's a black guy. And that's another thing. Black people in this new season, let's start supporting each other more. Yes. When it's beneficial and when it's needed. I know some things you just can't support. I know a lot of people out here, as black people, have a lot of ignorant stuff going on that you don't want to. But if you see somebody on their shit and they doing their thing, let's support that and let's look out for each other and help each other. I have no problem if anybody came to me and asked me what it took to do this. How did I start? Right. I have no problem giving them that. No problem.
As you should.
Like, and I don't have that in my mind as competition, or that you're going to surpass me. And even if they do, that's not my journey, my walk. Right. I'm just doing what
you poured into them.
Yeah. They ask, and if I'm that vessel that they needed, or that voice, I'll be that for anybody.
And a good person will always make sure you're good. You make sure they were good, and they know that.
You ain't even gotta do that for me.
I mean, you don't. But I'm saying it would always be nice. You know, you got.
I know people say scratch my back, I scratch yours. Yeah, and if you want to, you know. But I don't go into it that mindset. I'm just.
But no, yeah.
It's nice for those who do. Yeah. But if I give it, I'm just giving it stretch solely off of just me, just being me. Right. Authentically, just like it's nothing. It costs me nothing to tell you. Right. What kind of microphone I'm using, what kind of camera, what kind of Right. You know. So in this new season, let's do better. With just helping each other out and looking after each other. And if somebody has a question for you, or they need to know something, don't feel like you can't tell them. Tell them what you know. Knowledge is power, and as black people, we need to do better when it comes to that. Yes. Yeah, for sure. What else do I have on here? Do you have anything? I know my list is long. But anything else you want to do differently in this next season?
I know I said I wanted to pour into my entrepreneurship. I wanted to love myself, you know, like love on myself more, surround myself around good energy, good people, creatives. And I also want to, it's kind of what you said, like put me first, because I'm like the type of person that I'm okay with being like the passive friend, or like being the passive person in the room and kind of going with the flow of what everybody else wants to do. So I kind of need to be a little more boisterous and make my presence and what I want to be in the forefront of my mind. Like I need to focus on what I like to do, what's important to me, what do I value, because I kind of go off of everybody around, because I've always kind of been that friend or that person to where I'm okay with being with a more dominant energy around me, and I kind of go with the flow of that more dominant energy. So I'm kind of trying to get into, in this season, being that dominant energy and trusting myself and trusting how I feel, what I'm thinking, what I value, what's important to me, what's fun to me, you know, all of that stuff. So that's something that I kind of want to utilize, and in this new season, I'm like, want to do better about that.
Yeah. It's a lot that I want to do. The list is so long, I just had to turn the phone off because if I would have read that, it's a lot because it's so much this year, 2023, and I went into this year saying like this year it got to be different.
Yeah.
You know, I started this last year as far as like getting LLC and all that done, but I knew I wanted to launch it this year, 2023, and I said this was going to be my focus. This is my baby. It's new. Let me water this. Let me feed this so it can grow. And just let this be my focus this year, and letting go of just like stuff that just don't matter. People, things, places. Like I said, I want to like going out and all that fun and party and shit. I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna live my life.
Right.
I'm 30.
Yeah.
Too.
A work personal life.
Yeah, I'm gonna work hard and play hard, but I still want to have some discipline behind that.
Yeah.
And just letting go of people, places, and things that just don't need to be here. Like I said, knowing where to put people, setting boundaries. Me and my friends have talked about that. We need to set boundaries with each other this year. We were very codependent. I talked about that with Darnell on the last week episode of just being codependent. Like I said, I told him the pandemic had started that for us, and then we kind of kept going with codependency where we just were always around each other, and we kind of kept going and it never stopped. And this year I'm noticing certain things are happening in situations and stuff are arising that not we need a break, but the codependency got to come off. Like we can still be friends, but we still need to have our own individual lives in a sense and not rely on each other for everything.
Right.
And if somebody is missing out the group for that night, or if somebody ain't there, ain't no big deal. It's not like where you at, why you with that nigga, why you over here, you know, it's not that. He with a nigga, he fine, we'll see him next, you know. So yeah, it's
with our friend group, did you feel like we were codependent?
Very much so.
So I totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that's natural in friend groups, though.
Yeah.
And I'm sure y'all watching, y'all have that, and y'all already told Darnell on the last week, you are very codependent in your friend group. Like, you may not think it, but you are. You're very y'all are very codependent. Y'all always with each other. You know, y'all always post and turn it up. Y'all work out together. That's codependency when you're always with somebody and y'all can't break away from each other. You rely on.
But I'm different. After I felt like we grew up, because I kind of feel like we started being friends at like a really early age. Like we were like new adults. And like we kind of grew up, you know what I'm saying? And everybody has their own individual paths and stuff like that. But after that, it's been hard for me to be involved in another friend group. So I have distanced myself from almost everybody. I will put them in an associate lane or an acquaintance lane real fast.
See, and that's
I would not allow them to get into my personal space.
Crazy. So I had that issue. Then I talked about that on last week's episode. There's a lot of shit I talked about on last week's episode. But yeah, I talked about that with Darnell, and I said I was big on I don't need new friends, no new friends. I was good with the ones I got. I don't care to meet new people. At this big age, I had to get out of that because I felt like I was hindering myself from having that mindset of not allowing new people to come in and not understanding at this big age, I'm surrounding myself with people at this big age. So they're not younger than me, they're not kids, that they could potentially be good people. They could potentially have my best interest. And if they don't, they don't. But let me at least see. Let me give it a try and see. And I'm going to let them know, in which I did with my new group of friends. I told them about all us and, you know, growing up and how, I'm not going to say no names, about some friends that fucked me over and did me wrong. And I explained to them how that looked and how, again, I was such a good friend back in the day and still am. And I used to do so much for, you know, certain friends. And I got treated, this is what I got out of, you know, I told them all of that. And they was like, okay, and you think that's me, you know what I'm saying? And I had to get to a point where I'm like, I have to give people a chance, and give these new people a chance. And I ain't gonna say they have. I was such a childish, stubborn kind of person when I met them. I've grown from them. Like grew me up. Even it's been only like 3 years.
That's what I mean.
I'm a far more better person, different person off of meeting them. Mm-hmm. Facts. And they're like upper age. They're like knocking at 40.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, I'm 32.
Yeah.
But I've always surrounded myself with older people too.
Yeah.
I don't really. A few friends have been around my age, but a lot of my friends are older. A lot of y'all are older.
Yeah.
So it's not shady, but that was for me. I needed to be around older people for that reason, hopefully to learn something from, get something. Of course, y'all can get stuff from me as well. I know it's two sides.
Right,
I can
right.
teach.
Absolutely,
I can teach y'all some things too.
Yeah.
But my goal was always for self and what I can get. Like what is going to benefit me. I know I can benefit you, but what can you what can you potentially do for me?
Right.
And I allowed that, and it worked. I mean, it helped. Like I said, I told last week on episode, I could not be sitting here 3 years ago doing this. I was not the same person. At all. And I don't know if you can see a difference
I definitely can.
In me.
Yeah, definitely.
Like attitude and
that
bitchy, stuck up, shit don't stink, attitude, fuck everybody, why the fuck that bitch looking at me? She want her ass beat.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
is definitely that person.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean I could see you kind of changing, as time went on. Yeah.
I think that comes with age, but then for some people it don't.
Yeah.
You have people who are our age and older, and they still the same.
Yeah.
We met them 10 years ago.
So with the friends that you don't necessarily, it didn't end on good terms or whatever, do you still wish them well, or like is it kind of like
for what, old friends?
Yeah.
The ones I fell out with?
Yeah.
Wish them well. This big age, I got to. Because, I mean, I look at it like it was supposed to happen. I feel like that was just a part of my journey. Yeah. Like, they were supposed to come in my life. They were supposed to do what they did. Right. I gave them multiple chances to fix it. Right. They didn't want to. They showed me themselves time and time again. All right, so enough is enough. Right. Because I'm not going to let you come into my 30s and 40s. You can't be here for that. Right. So, I wish them well. I feel like that was just what it was supposed to happen. And it taught me some things of what to look out for and what not to do when it comes to people. And don't give out your social security number.
Please don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Nah, don't do that.
So it taught me a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm glad I did go down there.
Yeah, I know.
I almost did.
You almost did. I tried to talk you into it. It was a tax situation, y'all. And if he ever see this, I'm talking about you. You know exactly who you are. Sir.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but no. I wish them well. I wish you well, sir. If you ever watch this, I wish all of them well. Yeah, because I think, like I said, it was a part of the lesson. But in this new season, I really want to just look back and be like to myself, like pat on the back. You actually did it. Like I said, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna live my life. But do you?
Okay, man. Another question. Do you feel like we don't do that enough in our journey? Like we don't look back at where we came from to where we are now and actually give ourselves a pat on the back because we're so focused on where we are trying to go?
It depends. On I do.
You do give yourself a pat on the back?
I look at where I used to be and where I am now. Right. But like I said, I think a lot of that comes with just age and just growing up. If you are that kind of person, that's why I say I surround myself with like-minded friends and people who are like me. So we all knew that we none of my friends are like bums or lazy or getting work or we need each other to pay. We ain't never borrowed money from each other, asking for money. Right. So I think with age you just grow. And with growth you do look at yourself from back then to now and you look at it like say yes I give myself a pat. I give myself more of a pat on the back of just me being mentally awoke when it comes to that, like not ever letting anything that I go through to tear me down to where I'm now you are looking at me at this age and you're like Josh looks terrible, he's falling off, what the fuck happened? Right. It's more of we kept going despite what challenges or whatever life threw at us.
Right.
So I pat myself on the back for yes, I have grown in a lot of ways, but like I said, I think when you are on that, when me and Ashley talked about purpose, and when you are walking in God's purpose, you're rewarded with this life. You get the newer house, a newer apartment, a newer car, because you didn't give up, or you kept going, or you did things the right way. You could have did a lot of fucked up shit to people, or you could have fucked people over. You didn't do those. You know what I'm saying? And I think with that, it comes with rewards.
Right.
So when you get to your certain age, yes, like when you get to certain age, it's like, yeah, I give myself a pat on the back for having it, but I also worked my ass off for it, and I did it the right way.
Right.
So yes, I pat myself on the back for just keep going part.
Right.
I never gave up. That's why I give myself kudos to myself, that I literally just keep going.
Because you have a podcast right now, like that's something to be really, really excited about. That is a new journey. That's in your new season. That is a new journey, and that's something to really, really be proud about. A lot of things that we don't necessarily see in the moment as like, I really accomplished this, because you're so nervous and you're trying to figure it out. So you're not actually giving yourself.
You're not living in it.
Yeah, you're not living in the moment.
In those
like,
moments,
oh my God, I really.
And
like,
I am.
Like 6 months ago, I had nothing. I knew nothing. And like, I have my equipment. I'm really right here doing this right now. So I'm really proud of myself.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people need to take a lot more time doing that. Even in the small things.
Yeah.
Like, you need to applaud yourself and be nice to yourself and let yourself know that you're proud of yourself. Like, you
if nobody else is.
Yeah, like, let me tell myself that I'm proud of me.
I did that with this. I was really with my friends, and I said, y'all, I really own like a whole business now.
Right, yeah.
Like, I'm really starting. But I did it for in that moment, it was me reflecting on, I just said it out loud because they was around.
Right.
But I could have had that moment anywhere, and I just had it with them. I was like, yo, I'm really, like, I have a team with this. I have a manager. I have an assistant. Like, I have a team behind this as well. Right. And they're getting, they're getting not repaid for it right now, but I reward them in other ways. I may take them to dinner, or I may shoot them some money. Like, hey, I appreciate you for that. You know what I'm saying? They're not on like payroll.
But a real team, they understand.
But these are my friends first, so they see my vision.
They understand the vision. They understand the end goal. So,
and that's why I chose them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I make sure they're taken care of as my appreciation factor.
Right.
But yeah, even me just thinking like, you even have a team. Most people don't even have that, or even have support for somebody to even say, I trust in your vision, and I'm just
most people, you have to prove it to them first, and then they'll get on the bandwagon. Yeah, they'll get on the bandwagon once you prove it yourself.
I ain't got time for that. Anybody that wants to jump on the bandwagon,
it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna jump on the bandwagon a lot later. Once you hit the 1K, once you do this, once you do that, they're gonna be like, oh my God, Josh, let me come around, let me do this, let me be a part of your podcast.
I asked you to do my podcast when I first started. You said no. And now they don't want to come on.
That's what it's gonna be. Yeah, I promise you.
That happened to Nene. Remember, she said when she first started Housewives, nobody want to sit with her, and then she got to that where they started money.
Now everybody want to.
She was at dinner with Kim Kardashian, and she was like, "It's funny how Hollywood has now turned their nose once up at me. Now they want to sit with me at tables. I'm now. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, they are definitely like that.
Yeah. So. Well, thank you for coming on. We're going to wrap this up, guys. But I appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I really appreciate the support. It's not easy finding guests who you can have conversations with, and this is my goal, to have these kind of conversations with. This is what this podcast is for and what it's about, having raw and real and relatable conversations. So I appreciate you for coming and having one. We had this conversation all the time off camera, obviously.
But I was super nervous on the camera. But
really?
Yeah. Because I think it's like the light system. I'm used to being behind the camera.
Okay.
I'm used to doing things like, setting up the wardrobe, the this, the that, behind the camera. So, yeah.
BTS stuff. Yeah, well.
But thank you. I was honored.
Yeah, you got to come back once and I'm going to hold you to it of getting your clothing line started. You can come back and we can talk about that and what you've done differently, where you at now, promote it.
Right.
All that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, I know we ain't got much in this cup, but here's an empty glass. Y'all can chalk shit if y'all want to. Ain't nothing in it, we know.
Right.
But thank you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let them know where they can find you, social media, anything you want them to know.
I'm on Instagram, Fame Monster is FVME_MOSTA. And that's all I really use. For right now, I don't have a Twitter.
Instagram?
Yeah, I don't.
No Facebook or nothing. You don't never really on there.
Not really.
Just Instagram.
Yeah, just him.
All right, that's where you can follow him on Instagram.
just Instagram.
And you can find me at Prince_J on Instagram. That's Prince with 2 eyes. And follow us on all of our other social medias, Twitter, Facebook at Raw and Relatable, and our Instagram is Raw and Relatable Pod. Thank you guys for tuning in. It has been another great episode. I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.